I'll really start with my father. My father was in Second World War. He was in the Seabee. First of all, can I just hold up a picture of my father? Now that was my father, and you can see the tents that they lived in. And when they got to Tinian, when they got there, they had to check all the caves and all the pillboxes to make sure that there were no living Japanese there that would ambush them when they were working. And so that's actually when they were in one of the caves checking it out. That's actually when my father found the diary that I returned to the Obon Society. So I came back from the post office and my phone was ringing. And I noticed on the caller ID that it said Reading Eagle. And I thought, uh-oh. So I answered the phone and it was Ron Devlin, and he said, Judy, have you gone to the post office yet? And I said, yes. He said, well, I'm coming to your house this afternoon. I have a photographer all lined up, and we wanted to take pictures of the diary and the whole 9 yards. And so I said, I'll go back to the post office and get it. This is what I call a diary-like book that was just pocket-sized, taken from a Japanese soldier during the Second World War. My father was stationed in Tinian, which is part of the Mariana Islands, and he said to us that he took it from a dead Japanese soldier in a cave. I don't know what this book is. It just seems big enough to fit into a man's pocket. There's all sorts of writing in it. It's divided into perhaps 4 or 5 days on each page, so that's why I thought maybe it was a diary. And then just over the weekend, I read a story about returning a soldier's flag. And there's an organization, I call it OBON, OBON Society in Oregon. They return things to families, artifacts that we Americans have from the war, and they work very hard to return it to the owners, or the owner's family, of course. You know, until this point in time when I read the story, I didn't put a whole lot of thought into it, but now that I'm really thinking about it, and I realized it belonged to a human being, a living, breathing person who could have had a family, could have had children, and I have it in my presence. And now I can hardly wait to, not say get rid of it, but I can hardly wait to send it to the Obon Society, because someone in Japan belongs to this book. It belongs to them. And if the same thing would have happened to me if I'd lost my father in the war and somebody had something to return, that would be such a treasure, because it would probably be the only war item that I had from my father. And I did get the box back, returned home, called Ron Devlin, and a couple hours later, he and the photographer were there to do their story and take the pictures.